Hello everyone and welcome back to Beef Reacts. I didn't even set up my microphone. It's a late start, but it's a good start. It's an early start. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm watching. Today's just kind of vibing, you know? We get through today so we can start tomorrow. Or something like that. I don't know. We're watching GIGGUK and this is called When Anime Goes Horribly Wrong. I like GIGGUK. I like his content. I recently stumbled on it, watched a video, and said I should start reacting more. I shouldn't say recently. I've watched like 2 or 3 of his videos in the past without realizing they were the same creator. Oddly enough. It's insane. It's insane. YouTube's recommended algorithm, let me tell you. Hopefully that's how you found me. Hello. My name is Beef. I react to things. I play video games. I make skits. I do a lot of things, to be honest with you. But, ultimately, I'm here to win your heart. So let's jump into this.
But really, how do I deal with this? Use the GIGGUK kendo technique.
What? What? What?
Use the GIGGUK kendo technique. But really, how do I deal with this?
I'm sorry, I'm rewatching this beginning because there's no way that that's. Please tell me he's dubbing that. Don't do.
It's the GIGGUK kendo technique.
Oh, it matches the lips. No.
What is the worst anime ever made? Now, some of you new
That.
fans may scroll down to the low.
What I just saw was up there, to be honest. That might be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Lowest rated anime on my anime list and point out some shows that have gone down in infamy that have been clowned on by the entire anime community, like Mars of Destruction,
never heard of it.
Scale to Heaven, or Seven Deadly Sins. But go further back, and a handful of you may remember that years ago, one anime rose up the ranks to gain an almost legendary status, like the planets had aligned in all the
Boku no Pico. Obviously, everyone should watch Boku no Pico. I say this as a joke because here's like the actual like facts of the matter. If you recommend Boku no Pico to people, fuck you. Like, why? I will say it feels like a rite of passage, but like, you're a dick.
The wrong ways to create a stinker so bad, so foul. Christopher Nolan's about to make a 3-hour biopic on how bad this bombed. Fuck, I say that. This was a car crash that derailed a train that smashed into a nuclear power plant that caused a fallout that could rival Chernobyl. This garnered the reputation of being the worst anime ever made. A show so bad it looped around to become a masterpiece. So in the current generation of Twitter people calling Demon Slayer mid or threatening to commit acts of violence over a single frame of dodgy looking CG in Attack on Titan, I thought...
Here's the thing. I've never seen Demon Slayer, and I'd be down to watch it with people, or like watch it as like a reaction series. My only thing is the story mid and the animation good, or is it just a good show with good elements? And before you say the story's basic, I hate to tell you this, but even the most basic stories still are pretty good. Like it's cliche. Well, cliches exist because it was pretty good, alright? It's like writer's shorthand, you know? So, like, is Demon Slayer good? It just seems like some older brother trying to protect his younger sister, and then he fights demons and cries because, you know, demons. That's what I always assumed it was about, but like, it was one of those things of I'll get around to it when I get around to it, and I never got around to it.
Thought it was time I experienced the show myself, so we can all be reminded just how bad can be. This is the legend of Gazi's Wing.
Never heard of this.
Grandma, why did you make hot noodles on such a hot day?
But before we get into this forgotten masterpiece of a stinker, a word from our sponsor.
Reverse 1999. Reverse 1999 is a 20th century strategic RPG developed by Blue Pock Games.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I will watch this sponsor read because I respect people that could do OG sponsor reads, and I feel like this person has done GIGGUK has done an OG sponsor read.
To launch on mobile and PC platforms on October 26th. Pre-register now to get your free 5-star character. In this game, you'll take a trip back to the 20th century. And if you didn't hear me before, the game launches globally October 26th. And by pre-registering, you get to start a countdown to the past and get a free 5-star character that speaks in a cute French accent.
The nature of divination is deduction based on reality.
It's the last day
She's
of the
French.
year 1999, and the flow of time has started to become unstable in a world where natural-born spellcasters exist called Arcanists. History starts flowing backwards during a catastrophic phenomenon known as the Storm. As the timekeeper named Vertin, it's your job to seek the truth about this storm and the mysterious circumstances surrounding it before the turn of the new millennium. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff? Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, Blue...
Wait a minute. So, I'm confused about this story already. This is a completely different thing, but I'm confused about this story already. So, are you the timekeeper? Why do I need to register if it's like we're all playing the same fucking character? Or am I given the task of protecting time as my own hero? But then why would I unlock other heroes? I'm not even saying it to be a dick, like, I'm confused by the story.
Before the turn of the new millennium. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff?
Oh, shit.
Sounds pretty epic, right? Well,
With it.
Bluepop Games have managed to give such a large story spanning centuries in a gorgeous little package. In order to make you feel like you're traveling through history, we get a blend of various retro art styles from pop art to classical oil paintings. But that only scratches the surface. That diverse presentation also carries over to the voice acting with a diverse cast of actors with British, Italian, French, and other accents. Pair these with an emotionally gripping story, and what you're left with is a game that fills me with nothing but excitement. Did I mention you can summon a UFO that abducted a cow? So, what are you waiting for? Pre-register today to get your free waifu by clicking that link in the description, and make sure you follow Reverse 1999 on all their social channels while you're down there. Thank you very much to Reverse 1999 for sponsoring us today, and with that said, back to
Garzy's wing.
Here are your shoes, sir.
Thank you.
Garzy's Wing is a 3-episode
Respect.
OVA from 1996, but to garner such a reputation like the worst anime ever made, the show must have done something pretty bad to leave such a deep
They said it's only 3 episodes. It's an OVA, so it's like original voice acting or so. I forget what OVA stands for. Something video animation? Original video animation? I think maybe that's it.
impression on so many people. What atrocities lie in this anime? What sin must this show have committed to build such a
Isekai.
I
Oh,
can never escape, can I? The story
Yep,
follows
that-
our protagonist.
listen. The Isekai genre is, when it's done well, it's amazing, but it's so often done bad. Alright? It's one of those genre that, like, I can't hate it, because I understand why it exists, but damn if it isn't tough.
A Japanese man going by the name of Chris, paving the way as the template for future isekai protagonists. A guy of indomitable strength and power, a true main character forgotten in the annals of time. A man of true charisma and unmatched riz.
Hey, Chris!
Hi!
You sure look good for someone preparing for an exam.
You certainly got sexy.
We join Chris as he's getting scolded by a female friend for some reason. But Chris has got no time for this, because he's going home to attend his class
He's Chris.
reunion pool party.
I will come back after I attend the class reunion pool party.
But on his way home, his necklace starts vibrating and has a strange reaction to a shrine before he is whisked away by a
Sorry.
trans-dimensional space duck and... Wait, hold on a sec.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's definitely a real sentence I just wrote down. But who is Chris? Why is this girl angry at him? Will he make it to the class reunion pool party? Why
I
is there
doubt
a
it.
trans-dimensional space duck? Does his helmet say anal? All questions the series has deemed irrelevant, as all this happens within the first 1 minute and 30 seconds of runtime.
Excuse me? Wait. That's not even setup. That's whiplash. That is actually whiplash. You didn't even... that's not even enough time to establish your characters. You made me meet him, and now and it's like, well, Beef, Alice does fall down the rabbit hole very early. It's like, yeah, but that's different. Like, Alice in Wonderland does take the time to do a setup, properly introduce a character, give me her motivation, and what the fuck is this guy's motivation?
What is going on?
Some may call this bad writing and pacing, but clearly Gazi's Wing was truly ahead of its time, wasting no screen time in isekaiing its protagonist, thrusting him headfirst into a fantasy world, naked, in a violent battle where a group of rebels are revolting against their kingdom, at war against being slaves.
Don't get killed! You
Cool.
too!
Yes, this may be a forgotten show from 1996, but no matter what time period of history we're in, if there are three things that are certain in life, it's death, taxes, and isekai anime having slavery. Behold,
I mean, dude, it's isekai anime. Yeah, there's, yeah. It's like I hate it because he's not wrong, but like, I wish he was.
hold on guys, because this time our protagonist is here to end slavery rather than partake in it. Because apparently he is meant to be a holy warrior, prophesied to turn the tides of war that the rebels immediately recognize.
Oh my gosh, that skill! Is he the holy warrior?
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
That skill!
I'm
See,
gone.
Even though he's just an ordinary guy, Chris tries to live up to become the holy warrior they say he is. He may have unwillingly been put into a war he knew nothing about, but seeing this group of truly oppressed people, used and abused slaves, having to fight for dear life every day just to survive while torn away from their friends, families, and loved ones, Chris, being the good guy that he is, quickly empathizes with the struggles they are going through.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please stop crying, huh?
If you didn't fly out, I would still be in Kastanga Hill.
Listen, guys, I'm just gonna say it. Question of the day: what was your first isekai? Mine was Mare or March and Awakens Romance, and I loved it. But damn, it's like isekai is the perfect power fantasy for like young men, and I'm fine with that. But it's like, it's kind of like how like reverse harems end up being like a female power fantasy, and like you have your male power fantasies, female power fantasies, and let me tell you, both are very valid and very good stories when done properly. Like, yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to create stories for young men where they follow the hero's like journey, go out, can fight anything, can kill anything, slay a dragon, save a princess. Yeah, it's a male power fantasy. Is it bad? No. Is it the great? Is it striking new ground? No. I'm a female power fantasy. A girl who could do anything and everything, is beloved by everyone without having to try, and can afford anything she wants. Is that inherently bad? No. Do people like to shit on it? Sure. Am I one of them? No, because I think both stories are fucking valid. Like, they just are. They're valid stories. You shouldn't be upset because you just don't like something. Like, if it's not your cup of tea, it's art, it's media. I promise you, for everything you don't like, there's about 5 things you do, and for everything that you do like, there's about 20 things you don't. Like, does that make sense? No. But you get what I mean.
Playing with my friends and Grandma Moai.
Okay.
I could also have attended my high school class reunion.
Oh my god!
But like Batman and the Joker, Guts and Griffith, Good Food Takes and me, every good protagonist needs an equally great antagonist. And luckily, Gazi's Wing provides just that, with the threatening, the intimidating, the sinister, man. A general seen here making his epic entrance, working with the king to prevent the rebellion. Did that horse just die? To prevent the rebellion and Chris from succeeding at all costs. And it's up to Chris to use his intelligence correctly, using his advanced knowledge from the modern world to outthink, outsmart his opponent, using the tools he has available in innovative ways to save the tribe from their fate thanks to his superior intellect.
Stop it! It will blow up!
Don't bother me!
Oh, are you covering that in Gata powder?
Why, yes, I'm trying to. Doesn't work.
So hey, this looks like a simple isekai where a normal guy gets transported to another world, becomes some legendary...
That doesn't work. I can't believe that Like, there's no way that this wasn't dubbed the same way that Ghost Stories was dubbed. There's no shot.
Hero saves the world. I've seen this before. Nothing new here. Wrong. Because the thing is, when the transdimensional space duck transported him over, it also left a copy of his real body in his original world. And thanks to his necklace having some kind of telepathic link, so waking up with an aching body and bruises everywhere, Chris has a hard job explaining to himself
I was bruised all over my body because I had to fight naked.
exactly what kind of situation he's in right now.
There is a war going on. Even dinosaurs are here. And they use bows and arrows. My sword is unbelievably dull.
Fucking Chris, man. You're gonna kill yourself and me. Many credit the popularization of the modern isekai genre to Sword Art Online with the gimmick of being stuck in a game where if you die in the game, you die in real life. But now I can see that Gazi's Wing was actually the true progenitor of this, as the characters themselves realize just how high the stakes are.
But I think we are still one person. We die together? Probably.
I kind of love this. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love this. I think this is gonna be... What do you mean? No! And this, by the way, this just goes to show all of you young wannabe creators out there that you don't have to be talented. You don't even have to have a good idea. You just need someone dumb enough to give you fucking money. That's if I've learned anything in my studying of film, going to college, doing stuff, I've learned your talent means fuck all. It helps, but if you're just good enough at bullshitting and convincing somebody with money to give you money, you've done half the battle, all right? Because actually, you've done like 99% of the battle. The last 1% is buying and actually making the fucking film. Because this was made. This was made. Fucking Tyre was made. Like, it doesn't need to be good. It just needs to convince other people that it's a good tax write-off.
Oh, it can't be true. I'm not joking.
And the worst thing about this is that this is unironically an interesting concept. Having an alter ego stuck in both the fantasy world and the real world where they can communicate with each other is a concept I haven't seen any modern isekai tackle. Don't quote me on that, there's probably an isekai I'm forgetting. And since they both share damage and fatigue, that means the stakes are real. Real world Chris might not be fighting any battles, but he could still die at any time. Since the Chris in the real world is stuck on the sidelines, he has the opportunity to provide something even more valuable than man.
I'm going to the class reunion at the community pool. I think it will be good for my present mental condition.
Oh, he did it! The world is saved!
Oh my god, he made it!
Oh, we're in the end game now, lads! Remember, kids, if you're ever having
Big
trouble
dub.
figuring out how
Big
to
dub.
prioritize the right things in life, take a page out of Chris's book. From least to most important, we have eating, not dying, ending slavery, class reunion pool party.
Are you in danger now?
Listen, I'd rather... That class reunion pool party, I heard... Listen, alright. Alright. I think what he heard is that somebody was gonna show Bush. And knowing how Chris is a fucking poon slayer, he needed to get over to that pool party ASAP and fucking see some Bush, alright? It's all about that Bush. You know, it's days like this where I'm glad that my mom doesn't watch my content. And my family normally doesn't watch my content, because if they did, my god, that'd be insane. Because I just say fuck shit. I just say whatever comes to my head for the sheer love of it. And then I vibe.
Chris! I have no choice but to see my friends.
Now, I've been hearing some slanderous claims that the English dub voice acting is some of the worst that's ever been heard, and I take this personally.
What are Doman and the other people doing?
They're the Suicide Squad!
Sure, everyone may speak like they sound like they forgot they have caps lock on, word emphasis all over the place, but are you telling me a bad dub can have voice actors that can deliver the line
Yamato Takeru no Mikoto.
so perfectly every single time?
僕が今から言う文章を復唱しろ。斜め77度の並びで
77度の並びで
Yamato Takeru no Mikoto.
A name so powerful it can invoke enough different emotions from our protagonist to rival any Oscar-worthy performance. Confusion,
Yamato Takeru no Mikoto. What?
desperation,
Why can't you do something for us, Mr. Yamato Takeru no Mikoto?
despair.
Ah! Damn you, Yamato Takeru no Mikoto!
What is this legendary Yamato Takeru no Mikoto? Well, it's something relevant to the plot. I don't I don't know. They never explain why I keep saying it.
There's no plot. There's never been a plot to this ever. It's just kind of people running around. And those are the best movies where there was no plot. It was just people trying to do dumb shit, and I love it.
Makes sense.
And honestly, how else is such Shakespearean level writing meant to be delivered? Like the line,
"He's just a human. Humans are just human."
Humans are just human.
Amen.
Could this be referring to mankind struggling
Amen.
against themselves? That no matter how much we struggle or fight against it, there is no going against our own nature. Clearly, this line was so influential, it laid the foundation for the Shiro Emiya School of Philosophy.
It's what we call a drug in my world.
If you taste it or smoke it, you get happy and do crazy things.
Bro, she definitely hits the blood. Look at her. She's ready to smoke a fat one right now.
Not also forgetting
She
that
got
one
that
very
boom.
important aspect when it comes to anime is appeal. In order to be successful, you can increase your chances by appealing to as wide of an audience as you can, no matter the age range. And Gazi's Wing did something truly revolutionary by speaking in a language that could be understood by toddlers who have yet to achieve object permanence.
It is most effective to place a Duraga roll at Gabujuju. Ishubara of Duraga.
All right, he's not wrong. That is, I don't know what was just spoken. those were the worst parts. Those were all words.
Permanence.
It is most effective to place a Duraga roll at Gabujuju. Ishubara of Duraga roll. We are entering Gabujuju. Is that Gelgagaji?
You may be looking at clips of this and thinking, GIGGUK, this is...
Listen. He's not wrong, but like it sounds like you were when you were like 7 and writing your own story, and like you were trying to come up with your own language. So you just started doing baby babble because that's just what you know. So you're like gabaguji, gabagu, zubizu, zubazu, and you're just like, okay, well that's not English, that's not Spanish, that's not a Romance language, that's not an Arabic language, that's not anything. Like you have not spoken words, you have not even created words. You just put together sounds that you know. And typically with languages, there is a structure, there's a rhythm, there's like a level of like languages are such a fluid thing and fluid in concept for a reason. And I think that's part of the reason, you know, like it's not one thing, it's like 10 different things layered on layered on layered on layered. And I'm like with that, like low-key, I'm with that.
Is that Gelgagaji?
You may be looking at clips of this and thinking, GIGGUK, this is an old anime. Why would I want to go back and watch something that looks so old? And, you
Yeah, it
know,
looks good.
I understand the sentiment. As the anime industry evolves, you get to see the average quality of animation improving. With new tools, new talent, in general, anime has never looked better. But even with all these developments, there are
Agreed.
still many that argue that hand-drawn cell animation can look just as good. And after
I
seeing
get with
Gazi's
that.
Wing, I'm inclined to agree. Sure, we may have our Demon Slayers or Chainsaw Mans now, but what I didn't realize is that action animation may have already peaked 30 years ago. This is the bar modern animators have been chasing all along. Peaked 30 years ago.
I think I could actually do that. I know I could do that, actually. Interesting.
This is the bar modern animators have been chasing all along.
I mean, yeah. Like, this looks nice and everything, but that's better.
Now you may be wondering what kind of person would be behind such a project. Perhaps some random nobody that never worked on anime again. Someone who had no knowledge of the industry.
Akira
Close,
Toriyama.
because this was actually the brainchild of Yoshiyuki Tomino, the
Damn it.
mastermind behind such other anime projects like Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh.
I must somehow make sense of our convoluted situation.
Gazi's Wing is in short a masterpiece of garbage. There may
I love
be
it.
anime that are worse looking, there may be anime that are technically lower rated, but no other show has quite come together in the completely wrong ways to result in such an entertainingly horrible product. We've had some horrible stinkers in the modern day, but time won't forget the mythical adventures of Japanese man Chris and the legend that is Gazi's Wing.
I'm a
Whatever
fan of
the
it.
hell Gazi's Wing was. I don't know if that was ever explained. What?
listen, there's wings. They're in Ghazi. It's a Ghazi's wing. That's really all I need to know is that we're in Ghazi's wing.
Was that ever explained?
No.
What the fuck was half the plot of the show in the end? What the hell is Yamata Takeru no Mikoto?
We don't know.
Did I even say that correctly? Was that ever explained?
It doesn't matter. He stopped slavery. Balin Fa discovered and patented a way for residents of Byston Well to travel to modern-day Tokyo. For her. She now works at a maid cafe in Akihabara and hates every moment of it. Keta Kara's learned the ways of the modern world from Chris before he left Byston Well. He developed technology for use in medicine and agriculture, but ended up using it for crypto mining. King. Man survived his battle with Chris and vowed to spend the rest of his life making amends with the people of the Metu Mius tribe. After abolishing slavery, he became a best-selling children's author and Beast Warriors' right activist. Rumiko spent years in therapy to come to terms with her anger issues, but never saw her Chris again. She frequently visits any local reunion pool parties in an attempt to find him. Respect. Chris managed to return home safely from Byston Well, where he was reunited with Chris. Chris and Chris are now happily married and expecting their third child. GIGGUK would go on... Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. GIGGUK would go on to forget to record his outro after Elaine asked him to, and Elaine had to improvise. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much this month to Alpha Sigma. Okay. These are all Patreons, I believe. Thanks, guys. And everyone else on my Patreon for helping support me this month and making this video possible. Oh my god, he's just saying a lot, huh? Next, he'd probably say something like... I know it's been a while since the last video, but I've been busy with the Europe tour. I'm flying back to Japan in the next few days, so I'll be back to streaming and getting started on the fall season 2. Soon. Yeah, that sounds like something he'd say, I reckon. Anyway, though, that's it for me. For today, I've been GIGGUK, and I'll see you all next time.
Garzy's wing?
Garzy's wing!
Not the double... Anyway, hey guys, listen. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, just like, comment, share, subscribe. Really helps me out. Question of the day. As always, not as always, but don't forget it. What's your favorite bad isekai? Or what was your first isekai you've ever seen? And second question is, how you doing? How you doing? I don't know what's going on, but how you doing? Bye-bye.